prayer in the field of silence, when my biology still remembers the past. There are moments when I sit in stillness, but my body still trembles with memories I didn't choose. The silence around me is deep, but inside the old patterns echo like distant thunder. I try to think new thoughts, to feel new feelings, to imagine a self that is free. But my chest tightens with a familiar resistance, and my breath becomes shallow, as if my body is afraid of the very change I long for. Quantum field, intelligent and alive, you who see beyond form. I ask not for miracles I can brag about, but for the courage to stay in the process. Even when my biology clings to the past, I now understand that who I have been is not just in my memories, but in my chemistry. That the sadness, the fear, the urgency, they live in my blood, in the language of my cells, in the posture of my spine. So when I meditate, I'm not just sitting in stillness, I'm sitting with my entire history. And that history doesn't always want to let go, but I keep returning, not to fight my body, but to teach it, to show it a new language, to offer it a new map, because you have taught me that I am not just a mind, not just a body, but a field of potential, that who I am becoming is not written in stone, but sculpted in every breath, in every choice to pause, in every decision to feel something new. So I pray not to escape my body, but to rewire it, to honor its pain, and still choose peace, to witness its tension, and still lean into presence. If I think a thought of peace, but feel the vibration of fear, help me stay, not with shame, but with gentle patience. If my body panics when I try to feel joy, remind me this is not failure. It is proof that I am rewiring a system that has known survival more than serenity. Let me become the conscious presence that sits inside this transformation, without needing to rush it, without needing constant signs, without expecting fireworks from every meditation. Because now I know, progress is often silent, rewiring is often slow, but the quantum field listens, not to words, but to vibration, not to performance, but to presence. I used to think my personality was fixed, that I was simply the sum of my reactions, beliefs, and the stories I inherited. But now I see, I am also the space where something new can arise. And sometimes the space feels empty, not because there is nothing, but because what is coming has no name yet. It's a becoming that cannot be rushed. It's a gestation of the self, inside the silence of 1,000 moments. So help me see this meditation as a living dialogue between my intention and my biology, between who I have been and who I am becoming. Teach my nervous system that peace is safe. Teach my cells that joy is allowed. Teach my heart that it no longer needs to race just to prove I'm alive. Let me feel in my very skin that the past is over, that I am not condemned to loop the same emotions just because my brain once fired that way. Let me remember, in the deepest fibers of my being, that every conscious breath is a vote for a new self, that every chosen feeling is a message to the field. I am ready. Quantum field, hold me steady as I stop reacting and start creating, as I move from repetition to revelation, from survival to trust. Let me not chase intensity. Let me learn to rest in subtlety, to feel the quiet shift that begins not in ecstasy, but in equilibrium. I know that stepping outside the known will make my body protest. It will call discomfort danger, because it has been taught that safety is in the familiar. But I will not obey fear anymore. I will breathe through the shaking. I will stay through the doubt. I will soften through the resistance, because you have whispered to me in silent meditations and quiet nights that the unknown is not empty, it is full of futures I have not yet imagined, of feelings I have not yet embodied, of lives I have not yet allowed myself to live. And if today I feel heavy, If I still feel like the past is stitched into my skin, I will not run. I will place my hands over my heart and remind this sacred body, we are safe now. We are becoming. I no longer ask for instant transformation. I ask for sustained willingness, the kind that returns each day, even when nothing feels magical. I no longer ask to be rescued from discomfort. I ask to be apprenticed by it, to learn from it, to listen to what my biology is still holding on to, and to teach it gently that the future can be different. If I tremble today, I still choose to bless the trembling. If I feel resistance today, I still choose to breathe into it, because I now know this is not failure. This is alchemy. Quantum field, let this body become a prayer. Let these cells become conscious. Let this heart become soft enough to carry the light of a new personality. And when I no longer recognize myself, because the old reactions have fallen silent, let me welcome the unfamiliar. Let me trust the one I am becoming, more than I fear the one I've been. I will meditate, not to fix myself, but to remember that I am already whole, just unfolding. And if it takes time, I will offer that time like an offering. If it takes tears, I will let them fall without shame, because now I know this is not just spiritual, it is biological. And what I choose today writes tomorrow's reality in my very DNA. So I bow to this process, to this breath, to this miraculous field that sees the unseen effort and counts it as transformation. And I whisper not as a demand, but as a vow. I will keep showing up. I will keep softening. I will keep becoming. Even when it hurts, even when it's slow, even when it's silent. Because somewhere deep inside, I already feel it. I am changing.